this is Mark back here again with you, and this is your video for the technical deep dive into the altered scale. We'll adopt a pretty simple approach on the fretboard, pretty much as a segue from what we've done on the diminished scale and the altered scale. I'm improvising, but I want to start to add chromaticism. I always tell students, well, start with the 5 chord. You're doing your 2-5-1 the key of C, your G7 chord, the 5 is where you want to start to change notes, add a flat 9, do things like that. So in this video, we're doing the altered scale, which is the super locrian, aka super locrian, from a G root. So let's get going. So the first thing you want to do is visualize the root. So we have a G note here, G7 just as the root, the 7th and the 3rd, like this. It's G, F, and B natural. We will start by looking at the bad guys. So there's flat and sharp 9 and flat and sharp 5. So that's 4 notes in total. So start by visualizing the G here on your top string. I know where the 9th is, which is my A note. The flat 9 on your fretboard, an A flat, and then put the A sharp, the sharp 9 on your fretboard. So now you have flat 9 and sharp 9. That's it. Good job. Then our second step will be to start looking at around the 5. So in the scale of G, the 5th note is a D. 1, 5. So the D is here. Flat 5. So D flat and sharp 5. D sharp. Of course, you could call this one a D flat and this one an E flat. Doesn't matter. The name. Same for the 9s, doesn't matter if it's an A flat or this is an A sharp or a B flat, it won't matter for now. So you have flat 5 and sharp 5, and now you have flat 5 and sharp 9. So far, you have built 4 notes out of the 7 notes of the scale. You see, the altered scale is the only scale that has all of the bad guys. So we just built them on your fretboard. It's going to be sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, flat 9. And now let's put the rest of the scale together. In that scale, we're going to add the root. So the root is here. So remember, we have flat 5, sharp 5, then root, flat 5, sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 9. Ready? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. With that, you will notice we have 5 notes, so we're missing 2 notes for that scale. As a quick sidebar, the altered scale has actually 7 notes. It's one of the modes of one of the common scales. When we looked at the diminished scale, we had 8 notes. Not a very fun scale. It's symmetrical, and the whole tone scale has 6 notes, but this one has 7, and I'll get to the theory just a bit later in the video. So from our 5 notes that we have built, now we're only missing 2, and they are, namely, the 3rd and the 7th. So look at that. We have the 3rd of G here, right? And we have the 7th of G here. So if we add these 2 notes to our sequence of sharp 9, flat 9, tonic, sharp 5, flat 5, and then we need the 7th and the 3rd. So if we played all of this consecutively, we get 3rd, flat 5, sharp 5, 7th, root, flat 9, sharp 9. Now one thing that we want to do is that note here, according to the way I like to play it in position, I will put it here instead. So here. And I'll show you the reason why, is because now you can fly here. That's a portion of the whole tone scale. So you go here, and you're done. Of course, now we've just taken a technical deep dive into the altered scale, so if you're interested in working directly with me to improve your jazz guitar chops, please see the link in the description to schedule a call. I'll assess your goals and your needs and see if we can work together and make things happen. It's been fantastic with my group of students, the Jazz Guitar Accelerator. People are making strides in their playing, and they get a lot of one-on-one support and guidance from yours truly. So we do altered scale and much, much more inside the program as well. So now that we have the nuts and bolts of the altered scale, let's go into both some fingering issues and things that you can do with it, and also some theory for you guys that are a bit more advanced. So the first snippet of fingering I want to do, of course, we covered the top 3 strings. So we're here and here. So the thing I want to add now is, of course, the root. So remember, in the diminished video, I oriented the root here with the 3rd finger on that G note, right? So what we want to do is put that G, flat 9, sharp 9 here. So after you get this, you get... That's the beginning of the scale. That's how I see it in my mind, right? So I go G, A flat, A sharp, B flat. And then you can add the B here too. So you wind up with this mini position that's really comfortable in your top 4 strings. Here we are, G, F, G, A flat. So get used to seeing that mini position here with you're approaching the 3rd again, and this is the flat 5. So then I'll let you figure out the rest of this work on your own, but know that this is an advanced fingering to cover all of the strings, but you could also start here and get out of trouble with finding out the same 7 notes. Note that if you know your melodic minor positions, it's going to go way faster. Now a little note about application. So what should you do with that scale? Again, if you want to add chromaticism to your playing, what you want to do is use this during a tense 5 chord for added dissonance. So while you have a 2-5-1 in the key of C, let's do C minor because it's fun. So D minor 7 flat 5, something like that. And then G 7 flat sharp 5 or flat 13, flat 9, and then go to C minor. During that chord, this is where you want to use a really dissonant sound of the dominant. That's where you should be doing it. But be mindful, I also mentioned this in other tutorials, that you want to resolve. So say you can set yourself up with iReal Pro or Band in the Box, and you have a few bars of that G7 altered sound, and then you resolve to a C something. You want to resolve to the 3rd of C minor, for instance, the E flat note, or you want to resolve to the 5th of C, just to make up lines that build the tension, stretch the elastic band, and then that come back later. And now for some theory. If you're still hanging out here with me, means that you understand the scale, you can probably play it well, and you have some dexterity. This, people will say, well, Mark, isn't the altered scale the 7th mode of... Yes, it is, okay? They say, well, you want to do a G altered, okay? Go up a half step and do melodic minor. Yeah, right. So yes, it is A flat melodic minor starting on a G. That's G super locrian, aka the altered scale, aka whole tone diminished, aka. So let's go with the A flat. How do you do an A flat melodic minor? Well, let's start with A flat major. A flat, major scale, 2 octaves. Right, just that. That's the standard major scale. So what you want to do is lower the 3rd of that scale. So 1, 2, 3, flat 3, 1, 2, flat 3. And do it again, 1, 2, flat 3. And that's how the flat 3 is here, right? Scale positions, you just lower the 3rd. So if you were familiar with playing A flat major here, right? In a boxed position like the cage system, well, just lower the 3rd. So go. One more theory gap. Guys will go, yeah, isn't that just a D flat? Yes, it is. That's also synonymous for it. So let's look at it. If you do pure D flat mixolydian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, right? But you raise the 4th, so 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, flat 7. A flat melodic minor or G altered, they all mean the same thing. So people would say this is D flat, sharp 11, hence that chord. Or go from Ipanema, you see, if we're doing it C, that scale, that's where it's coming from. It's the flat 2, which is that only a half step above your root, right? So you can think about it like that if you want. This is how I think of the altered scale. When I see a G7, personally, instead of going G7, half step up, A flat, melodic, A flat, melodic, instead of doing all that legwork, I see a C as a target, I see the G7, I'm like, aha! Instead of thinking of G7, I just go here, I play D flat in my head, in my improviser head, I just think about that. That's going to resolve a half step down, so... And when I play over that scale, people say, oh, Mark, it's just a tritone sub. Yes, it is! You nailed it. Exactly. Congratulations. So after you understand that the altered scale is actually just a way to look at the tritone sub, then you're really on your way to making a lot of progress. So please remember, you can book a call with me directly in the description if you'd like to explore this and more. I have a tremendous improv workout on the improv side. We do a lot of comping stuff, we do stuff on standards, and this is sort of the gaps that my students have that they click together once we have a solid program. that you're not going to get overwhelmed and be all over the place trying all these different things on YouTube, but you can work directly with me, have a steady plan, and make progress for, weeks and months and years to come. And a last note after, just before I let you go with the altered scale, remember, the altered scale is a mode. So it is the 7th mode of A flat melodic minor, meaning that it is what we would call, it is a diatonic scale. It is diatonic to the key of A flat melodic minor. So it means it has 7 notes. So it is not symmetrical. So that's why you have to relate back to your positions. When we did the diminished scale, link in description, say, hey, I'm here, and then I can move my hand 3 frets and it's the same. Wow. Whole tone scale, same thing, it's symmetrical. The altered scale is not like that, it's more advanced. It's getting a bit more messy, because you have to do this here, but when you get here, you're like, where is that? Ooh. You have to rethink your whole position, because it's not going to appear in the same fingering patterns. If you've just been starting with the melodic minor scale and this altered scale I showed you in the video, you could orient yourself via just one string at a time. So what if we did this? G, sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 9, then the 3rd is here. And as we started here to put the 5, the D, and go flat 5, sharp 5, so go flat 5, sharp 5. So already you can see this clearer. We start with the root, we do flat 9, we do sharp 9, then we do the 3rd, then we do flat 5, sharp 5, then we do the 7th. By orienting it this way, you see it way more musically. It's like over a piano. You're gonna get less mesmerized with positions and bad fingerings and bad phrasing when you cover this kind of stuff. All right, on that note, that's it. I'm Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net. Thanks for watching, guys. Every single day you're making my life a better life, and I'm trying to hopefully help you gain new knowledge and insights into this wonderful instrument and into jazz and improvisation. And I will see you soon on this vlog, on this YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. And I will see you soon on the website, the blog itself, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. Take care. Bye.